Yeah, it really is the economy in terms of the big answer here. And what we're talking about is Trump is making history in all the wrong ways when it comes to the economy. And you can see it right here. All right, net approval, economy, 1 year in a term, too. Go all the way down to the bottom. Donald John Trump, minus 19 points, his net approval rating on the economy. It is the lowest on record 1 year in a term, too. Lower than George W. Bush, lower than Barack Obama, lower to Ronald Reagan at plus 17 points, and just on a completely different planet than Bill Clinton was at this point into term number 2, 1 year in at plus 35 points. At this point, Donald Trump on the economy, minus 19 points. Of course, the key reason he got reelected. And at this point, he is way, way, way underwater. And that, I think, is a big reason why the majority of folks view term 2, year 1, as a failure for the man from New York.
You know, our poll found that Americans think on the economy, the president is making things worse. There are other polls which really dig into some of the specifics there, too.
Yes, that's exactly right. So this is a broad look at the economy, right? You see Donald Trump way underwater at minus 19 points. But look at this. Look at this trend. Recreating jobs, Trump has hurt or helped. You know, you go back in 2024, people looking back at his term 1, the plurality, 47% said, yeah, he helped, compared to just 26% who said he hurted. Now, it's a total flip-flop. Look at this. The plurality, 43%, say that Donald Trump is actually hurting creating jobs. Just 26% say help. This 43% in terms of hurt is actually lower than Joe Biden was at the end of his presidency in terms of creating jobs. So Trump, not just worse than himself, but worse than Joe Biden was on, of course, an issue that, you know, really goes to the hearts and minds of Americans.
And it's not just jobs either.
No, it's not just jobs, right? So jobs is one thing, but it's the cost of living. We just keep going back to this over and over and over again, John Berman. You know, you heard Mitch Landrieu talk about it in the interview as well that you did in the last block. And just take a look here. Read the cost of living Trump has hurt or helped. In 2024, looking back on term 1, it was split. 40% hurt, 40% help. It ain't split no more, baby. It ain't split no more. I mean, just look at this. 57% say hurt, 19% say help. Just 43% of Republicans now say help. This is more of a flip-flop, more of a shift than Anakin Skywalker going over to the dark side in Star Wars #3. My goodness gracious. John, you like that one.
I did. I mean, he ultimately came back.
He did come back.
As we all know. On that subject.
Yes.
On that subject. So inflation, I mean, this is really interesting, right? I mean, there's a 40-point gap there on improving the cost of living. Inflation has been basically stubborn here. But when you ask the prediction markets or look at the prediction markets, which way do they think it's going? Yeah,
okay. So, you know, you look at this has just been, all the polling numbers are really bad for Trump. The one thing I think could really turn it around is if the cost of living actually became easier for the American public, right? So looking forward to January, okay, chance January CPI, you know, Consumer Price Index year over year is below December's 2.7%. Kalshi prediction market says there's an 88% chance that it is below. So maybe there is some help on the horizon. And Donald Trump very desperately needs the help at this point because, again, when it comes to the cost of living, when 57% say Trump has hurt, that is a road to nowhere, or it's a road to Republican disaster in the midterm elections.
Harry Etten, thank you very much. May the force be with you.
May the force be with the Buffalo Bills as well.
A lot of news this morning. We'll be right back.